and scooches on the table a little bit, onto the table a little bit. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
And you can have your patient on a pillow if you want them a little bit, or you can just cup their head. Either one if you feel comfortable with. If you want to provide them a little bit underneath them just as a feeling of support, that's okay. With the suboccipital release, you're going to come right at the base of the skull, okay? Right where those suboccipitals touch, right at the occiput. You're going to cup kind of the head in the hands like this, okay? You're going to take those fingers and just kind of set them right up into those suboccipitals. Not digging into them, but resting in there. And then all you're going to have the patient do is just kind of relax. I tell them to kind of like relax their chin, let their head drop, let the chin relax. Sometimes patients will be kind of relaxed, but their chin's up like this. So I just want their chin to drop. Sometimes you can have them do a little gentle nodding or a little forward of that capital extension there, okay, with that. And so you're going to just let your fingers just sink into that. And so, you just hang out here for a little while if you feel it releasing. 2, 3, 4 minutes if the patient's still comfortable. And then, like I said, you can do a little bit of that just capital, that chin tucking extension at the very end of the range. And then the one thing that you want to do is once you've got them and they feel like they've been, you've kind of got into those suboccipitals and you're doing the release and you're done with that, you just want it to come slowly back out of it. And their head will just slowly feel like it's just dropping. It feels really good that way. So don't just let them go, okay? Just come slowly out of it. They're going to feel kind of just a little bit of relaxation at that time. You don't want to just drop their head, okay? So you just sink into there. You add a little bit of that just tractioning of those suboccipitals, a little bit of chin nodding, anywhere from 2, 5, 6 minutes, however long it feels good.
So the biggest thing is everyone's got the optimal table for Beth, but because I'm taller, you guys are all short or tall, and the table height are not great. You can have your hands and arms supported as you do this, because 2 to 5 minutes, if they feel you shaking, their head is shaking. So you need to have your arms supported, your body supported. You should be relaxed. You're not going to hurt yourself. You should not have your arms up. You should not have bad posture. You should be totally relaxed because your patient can sense when you're not relaxing. This is where you use your soft voice. You have the quiet room. You have very non-stimulus area, because if I feel any tension in your neck while you're doing this, you're not going to be able to relax. You're going to get headaches. So this will help your headaches. So relaxation, you have to be comfortable and your patient has to be comfortable. This is 2 to 5 minutes worth. That's a long time. And I'm going to test you on this because you're not supporting right. I'm going to make you hold it for 2 minutes and see what happens. So I'm going to learn. Okay, manual traction.
In manual traction, you can do one of two things. You can either cup here underneath one hand. I'm going to put your head down so I can hear. Okay, kind of like this. Okay, cupping there. Or I've seen some people do, this isn't my total preference, I don't think it's very comfortable for the patient, but hand here underneath the chin, because you don't want to feel like you're choking them. Okay, so I don't do that really, but I've seen some people do it that way. So do not do it that way. Laura does not want it that way, and I don't do it that way, so never mind. Okay, so just cupping here. I do both hands. I do kind of right at the base of the skull, the occiput there, and I'm just adding distraction. Here, pure distraction. And it does say you can bias it if the patient has more of a facet joint, if they have more of a disc problem, depending upon what is causing the radicular symptoms. You can bias it either with a little bit of side bending, a little bit of flexion, extension, so that you get the reduction of those radicular symptoms. This is really good for those hyperradicular symptoms. If that reduces it, if they have that positive cervical compression, distraction, we talk about that? No? Okay. So basically, if that is indicated by the therapist, that they have like a positive compression distraction test, where basically compression of the skull, radicular symptoms come on, distract it, they go away. This usually is beneficial to manual traction. Okay?
So the biggest thing if you're doing this with your patient and they get worse arm symptoms, you got to stop, alter your position. No matter what you do, it doesn't get rid of their symptoms, and they get worse arm symptoms, you got to stop.
Yep. Okay. So just cup in here. So making sure I've got some good support here too, just close to my body, and then all I'm doing is I'm just leaning back.
You're not leaning with your whole body weight, you're just leaning gently. So no more than 10, 12, 15 pounds of pressure. Okay?
So elbows stay close to my body.
Your body mechanics count. Right? You're going to have to stay here for a couple minutes.
So if this is feeling really good with the patient, you want to be able to hang out here for a little while. You can either do a little bit of intermittent traction, where you hold for 10, 20, 30 seconds. You do a little bit of release, or you can do straight, just tractioning for a sustained period of time, okay? Depending upon patient's tolerance and their symptoms.
Okay.
Questions?
This is on your lab practical. You have to do a stretch for your patient, either levator, scalene, or trapezius. You have to do the suboccipital release. And then you need to do a strengthening exercise, a stretching exercise, and a mobilization for the upper extremity. So we'll go over all that on Thursday.
And then if you guys want to see upper limb tension test, you can do that afterward, or